Here's what's happening now. December rolling in on a fairly dreary note. We'll see if we can improve things as we head towards the weekend. Paula?
If you are a devotee of the new Detroit, I want you to turn your attention north. Not north on Woodward, but north on Gratiot for an entirely different new Detroit.
All right, thank you, Paula. Also, Dolly Parton to the rescue. The country legend makes an amazing offer to Tennessee wildfire victims. Up first, accuser on the stand. The woman who says former basketball star Mateen Cleaves assaulted her tells her story under oath. Those stories and more right now. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
First at 4, we begin with a sex assault case of former Michigan State basketball star Mateen Cleaves, who was back in court today. Jevin joins us now from the newsroom with the latest. And Devin, today, Cleaves' accuser took the stand for the first time.
That's exactly right, Karen. The accuser in this case first testified about how she met the former NBA player during a charity golf event last year, before then describing how she was sexually assaulted inside a motel in Flint. The woman says after having drinks with Cleaves at a bar, she left with him thinking he was driving her back to the golf course where the event had been held. And she says instead they ended up at a motel where she says Cleaves forced himself on her, even dragging her back into the motel room when she tried to get away.
I ran out of the room and he came out of the room a second time and brought me back into the room.
When you were outside of the room, did you see any other human being?
Yes, I saw a woman in the window of another room.
Okay. And what, if any, action did you take in relationship to that woman?
I mouthed, "Help me."
All right, now the defense in the case is now questioning Cleaves' accuser. Rod Maloney will have a live report on the latest developments coming up when you join us here on Local 4 News at 5. Karen, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Devin. Breaking news out of Lansing this afternoon, where Donald Trump's campaign has just filed an objection to a vote recount here in Michigan. The Green Party's Jill Stein requested the recount yesterday. Now that recount is on hold until the Board of State Canvassers makes a decision on Trump's objection. Meantime, the state of Wisconsin started recounting its ballots today, and Stein has filed a suit in Pennsylvania to force a recount there. Our Mara McDonald is reading through Trump's objection here in Michigan, and we'll have a live update on this story tonight at 5. An emotional funeral service was held today for Wayne State University Sergeant Colin Rose. Rose was killed back on November 22nd while trying to make an arrest near Wayne State's campus. This morning, hundreds gathered at St. Joan of Arc Church in St. Clair Shores to celebrate and remember his life. For the second day in a row, Detroit police are investigating an incident where officers were in the line of fire. They say police found a car parked with the engine running on Hall Street around 1 a.m. The driver of the car ran away, and that is when someone on a porch nearby opened fire. Detroit police fired back and shot the man multiple times. That 45-year-old man is in the hospital this afternoon. No officers were shot. They're still searching for the man who ran away from the car. Many Michigan workers will get a raise in the new year as the minimum wage is about to increase. Currently, the state's minimum wage is $8.50. It will go up to $8.90 on January 1st. It's part of a gradual increase that continues through 2018, when the minimum wage will hit $9.25. That's still well below the $15 many activists were pushing for earlier this week. Well, the first forecast of December is a little gray, a little chilly, but I guess expected as well, right, Ben?
Yeah, we were living well at the first part of the week, and now things are starting to turn a little bit more seasonable as far as temperatures go. We're pretty close to average out there with those temperatures in the low 40s. You start factoring in the wind, it feels more like right around freezing. Wind chills right around 32 degrees across most of the area. Tonight, we're looking at a couple sprinkles that are going to be rolling through at least in the evening. We should start drying out as we get into the overnight. Weekend starting out dry, but the finish is not going to be that way. We'll look at timing for Saturday and Sunday, and next week, not quite as cold, but it is going to be wet in multiple spots. We'll check out your 7-day forecast and your 4-zone forecast all coming up in a few minutes. Karen?
Thank you, Ben. The fire disaster in the Great Smoky Mountains continues to grow at this hour, as does the sadness and the heartbreak. Kimberly Gill joins us now with some information and also a new source for hope for victims.
You're right. And there are a lot of victims, 7 people already dead, and there are a lot of people that are still missing, their family members waiting to hear from them. But despite 24 hours of drenching rain, flames were still burning overnight and into the morning in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. A good portion of the city remains an evacuation zone there. But as Karen was saying, one piece of good news. The winds have finally calmed down and firefighters don't expect the flames to spread as quickly. In the daylight, drone video shows the path of destruction from the past few days, and you can see homes burned so badly that only a shell remains. So people who have been evacuated from their homes, when they return, they will find that they have lost everything. Country star Dolly Parton has started a fund to donate $1,000 a month for 6 months to families in Sevier County, Tennessee, who have lost everything.
I know it's been a trying time for my people, and this assistance will help. Beginning Friday, you can join our efforts to recover from these deadly fires by visiting dollywoodfoundation.org. Thank you for your help, continued prayers, and your concern.
Well, we have posted a link to that website on our website. Click on Detroit.com. The county that Dolly Parton mentioned, Sevier County, includes both Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So far, as I mentioned, 7 people have died in these fires. About 53 have been injured. More than 14,000 have been forced from their homes, and roughly 700 homes and businesses have been damaged or destroyed. So a heavy, heavy toll for this entire area. Karen, let's go back to you.
All right, thanks, Kimberly. President-elect Trump is in Indiana this afternoon speaking about his efforts to keep 1,000 jobs from leaving the country. Trump's visit comes just days after he announced he reached a deal to keep air conditioning manufacturer Carrier from moving production at its Indianapolis plant to Mexico.
Companies are not going to leave the United States anymore without consequences. Not going to happen.
Before his visit, Carrier confirmed they were given $7 million in tax breaks over the next 10 years to keep jobs in the state of Indiana. From Indiana, we head back to downtown Detroit, where a new shopping district is starting to bloom near Eastern Market. Small business pioneers making one of the city's oldest streets look brand new. Paula Tutman shows a place where you can do some holiday shopping and see the true spirit of Detroit in action.
So let me give you a quick locator. So this is Gratiot, right? South of me is the city of Detroit. Now right over here to the west of me, that's actually Eastern Market. Cross the street, you see over here, you've got some stores popping up. This is a pop-up Christmas tree market, but these stores right here, they're a lot more permanent. The first tip-off is the glass. The windows lining Gratiot Avenue across from Eastern Market. They are shiny, they are new, and inside, innovation at work. This is not the circle of downtown Detroit. It is an extended spoke on the wheel. The restaurant, Antietam, takes you back.
The space is a dedication to 1930s Detroit. So we serve French fine dining food. We have an incredible wine list.
There are galleries, eateries, boutique-style storefronts by young people coming out of the anonymity of online stores to create storefronts like Detroit Simplified. And then there are artists turned entrepreneurs, makers, and the newest group of movers and shakers, like Bethany Shorb of Well Done Goods by Cyber Optics.
We've got to get people to cross the Gratiot Great Wall. There's Eastern Market. We are technically still historic Eastern Market, but people have to it's not just the sheds. There's more stuff.
If you love the ties, scarves, bags, the vibe, stand still for a moment in the store, and you can almost feel the rhythm through the ceiling of many of the items being made upstairs.
We're not selling things that people need, but we're selling things that I hope people will like.
There is a point of pride of creating this new Detroit by the bootstraps.
You know, I don't have any investors. I don't have anyone telling me what to sell, what to make.
Bethany employs 20 people. Up and down the east side of Gratiot, commerce is eking its way, not in the shadows of the new Detroit, but fighting to be an equal partner in the Renaissance.
We toughed it out when things weren't very great, and nobody wanted to come downtown, nobody wanted to visit us, and then all of a sudden it got expensive and cool to be here, and a lot of people who toughed it out can't afford to operate here anymore, and that's a little difficult to see.
Discount Candles has been on the corner in the same location for 100 years, and inside they make candles of all kinds, and they love what's happening to the neighborhood.
We have people coming from New York because they come to the restaurant down the road and then they come in here just to see what it's about. So we have a huge new clientele thanks to all these little businesses that opened up.
Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Definitely a great place to shop. Thank you, Paula. Millions of fans would love to see a Friends reunion. Coming up, First at 4, what Jennifer Aniston is saying about a return to Central Perk. Up first, though, more news from across America. Fires aren't the only problem in the Southeast. We have an update on a deadly tornado and the damage left behind. Plus, Dr. McGeorge has your good health.
Well, Karen, it's that time of year when you make cookies with your kids, and I'm sure you know they should not eat raw cookie dough, but there are some other safety concerns you might not think about. I'll explain next in Good Health.
She's coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
Kids were just enjoying recess outside this middle school here on Detroit's east side. They likely had no idea that they were playing so close to what the feds are calling a booming drive-through business. The business? Heroin. Hundreds of customers a day, thousands of dollars made, but that business has been busted. I've got details coming up on Local 4.
All right, thank you, Sean. In Good Health, do you perhaps have trouble sleeping away from home? A lot of people travel during the holidays and find it really hard to kind of rest and relax when you're not in your own bed.
Well, you know, and most people actually find that that's the case. But interestingly, the problem actually starts in your brain. Sleep studies find any changes in the light, temperature, the sheets, or the pillows, that can trigger alertness in parts of your brain that disturb the quality of your sleep. So the best way to offset that on the road is to bring items from home and make your sleep environment as similar as possible to what you're used to. Also, keep your bedtime routine the same as well. If you normally shower before bed at home, you should do that while you're traveling.
All right, and also making headlines, we're talking about cookie dough, which is important to talk about because so many folks are making Christmas cookies around this time of year.
'Tis the season, and by now, hopefully everyone knows that they should not eat raw cookie dough. Bad idea, but that's not the only risk, actually. If you're baking holiday cookies with your kids, you need to make sure, of course, that they are not handling the dough and then putting their hands in their mouths or eyes, because that can make them sick. You can let them stir the batter or maybe add on decorations instead. But also, don't assume that if a dough doesn't contain raw eggs that it is safe to eat, because unbaked flour can be contaminated with E. coli, and we saw that earlier this year. That can cause very serious illnesses, especially in young children. And when you or your kids finish working with raw dough, you should always make sure that you wash your hands afterwards and clean off all the surfaces that have been touched.
Good point about the flour, though. We forget that.
Yeah, the flour and E. coli, that's a big thing that people might overlook. It's not just the eggs.
Thanks, Doc. Well, in news across America, several southern states are cleaning up after more than 30 tornadoes touched down in a 48-hour span. So far, at least 5 people are confirmed dead, dozens more injured after the first deadly tornado outbreak in the South since May. Today, the governor of Alabama is out surveying damage as a handful of families return to their homes. In the meantime, shelters are open in both Alabama and Tennessee for families whose homes were destroyed in the storm. Those number of tornadoes is just heartbreaking.
Yeah, between that and then the fires in Tennessee, it has not been a good week for folks down south.
So horrible in the southeast.
Which makes our weather a little bit easier to take because it's just a couple sprinkles out there.
Right, nothing to complain about here.
No, and even though we've cooled off significantly, it's just average for this time in December. So we're still watching a couple of these sprinkles coming in. These are lake effect showers that have been rolling in off Lake Michigan, and you can see a lot of those right now are north of 8 Mile. There's still a decent amount of moisture out here to the west of us, but you can see that the winds are starting to shift a little bit more out of the west-northwest, so that'll take the trajectory away from southeast Michigan as we get later into the evening tonight, so things start to dry out as we head towards about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. 41 is where we're at right now. You're looking at the tower cam out in Mount Clemens, and you can definitely see the raindrops out there. Winds are out of the southwest at 15, so our wind chill right now just above freezing at 33. But temperatures very clustered together. We showed you this in our 4-zone forecast yesterday. Right around 40 degrees in almost all locations. 39 right now in Adrian, 40 degrees in Saline, and you get north of 8 Mile into our northern part of our metro zone. 38 in Pontiac, 39 in Oxford, And actually, some of our warmest temperatures are showing up in the north zone, but not by much. 41 up in Marlette and Sandusky. So we'll continue to watch these showers dry out as we get through the evening tonight. Tomorrow, we're looking at dry conditions, still a lot of clouds around, and really not a whole lot of improvement as far as temperatures go. Once we get into the weekend, we will be dry, get a little bit more in the breaks as far as cloud cover goes here Friday night and into Saturday. But Sunday, precipitation comes back, and that may be the stuff that sticks around that we'll actually see down on the grass as far as accumulation, but we'll get to that in a second. 35 tonight. Those evening showers are just about on their way out of here. We will see the winds stay up about 10 to 15 miles an hour, so wind chills will be an issue right through the start of tomorrow. Here's your 4-zone forecast for high temperatures, looking a lot like today, right around 42 degrees in Detroit. Temperatures in our south zone pretty much at 41 degrees. Generally across the area, slightly cooler there in Tecumseh and Onstead. Once you get north of Michigan Avenue in our west zone, we're looking at 40 to 41. With the clouds hanging tough. Novi and Canton will be two of the warmest spots there. And 40 degrees is the number up north. In fact, just about every location is going to hit that number as we get into tomorrow afternoon. So what does the weekend hold? Snow. Once we get into the later parts of the day, this is mostly going to be late afternoon into the evening. If we do get any accumulation, it's only going to be on grassy surfaces, probably less than an inch if we see that much, but it will be noticeable in a couple spots. High temperatures only at 38 on Sunday. We start to recover a little bit of heat as we head towards the middle of next week. So everything we've got here from Tuesday through Thursday is in the form of rain, except when we get to Thursday. Temperatures there maxing out at 34, our coldest day of the forecast, and the beginning of a transition to below average temperatures that's going to continue for quite a while. And we'll keep an eye on that as we head towards next week, Karen.
Thank you, Ben. Trending stories are next, including discouraging news for Friends fans. And I'll reveal the celebrity dubbed the Queen of Instagram. But up first, take a look at this battered surfboard. I'll tell you about one surfer's run-in with a great white shark coming up next. You're watching First at 4. But first, as we go to break, take a look at your screen. You'll see how the markets have closed for your Thursday. We'll be right back.
You were hit by a...
Time now for a look at today's top trending stories. Take a look at this. It might be hard to figure out exactly what it is. It's a surfboard. Over in Australia, a 65-year-old surfer is hospitalized today after surviving an attack from a great white shark. The surfer was able to swim back to shore after the shark bit his arm and foot off Australia's east coast. The 10-foot shark also bit his surfboard in half. It happened about 190 miles north of Sydney, the same area where a fisherman was recently attacked. Both the surfer and the fisherman will be okay.
Wait, he was 65 and surfing?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
He was smiling on that stretcher.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Also trending today, NBC News is reporting that Kanye West has been released from the hospital. You might recall the hip-hop star was hospitalized back on November 12th, I should say, after abruptly canceling the rest of his St. Pablo tour. He was reportedly suffering from exhaustion and sleep deprivation. West is now home with his wife Kim Kardashian and their 2 children. This is trending this afternoon. Lots of folks talking about this. If you've been dreaming about a Friends reunion, well, you won't like what Jennifer Aniston just said. She says it's probably never going to happen. Aniston is making the rounds promoting her new movie, Office Christmas Party. She calls Friends kind of nostalgic from a different time and said, quote, "There's something about a time where our faces weren't shoved into cell phones and we weren't like checking Facebook and Instagram, and we were in a room together or at a coffee shop together and we were talking, and we've lost that." I so agree with that.
I think when they all become desperate for work, there will be a Friends
Seriously,
reunion. She's still working, so that's what I think.
I don't know. I don't think
the rest of them not so much.
Everyone else is looking for work, I know. All right, speaking of Instagram, you can guess who the most popular celebrity was on the website during 2016, and it was not Kim Kardashian. She was beaten by her 2 younger sisters. Take a look. Kendall Jenner had more than 68 million followers. Kylie Jenner racked up 79 million. Plus, Beyonce made the top 3 with more than 88 million, and Taylor Swift number 2 with 93 million. While singer-actress Selena Gomez beat them all with 103 million followers. I did not know that.
Do you follow a single one of those?
I don't think I do follow any of them. Maybe I should. To be cool, I'm not. Still ahead. Take a look at this guy. Who could not love that cute face? Well, how much money are you spending on your pets this year? We're talking about that. New numbers show owners are being very generous.
My grand.
Finally, first at 4, if you ever doubted that people love their pets, consider this holiday shopping update we have.
Not surprising, but consumer experts say early numbers show a huge surge in the sales for pet products this year. Apparently, pet lovers are spending an average of $62 each year on pet gifts.
Yeah, they're buying lots of fun stuff like treats and toys. Some actually have a political bent. I don't know if you can tell. That's called the Dognold, like Donald Trump. I'm not sure.
What, do you just eat it?
I don't know. It's in the story. Thanks so much for joining us, First at 4. We're back in a half hour. Local 4 News at 5.